In this video, I want to show you how simple manifesting can be and how easy it actually is to do. Now, if you've found manifesting tough, the likely reason that most of your manifesting isn't working is due to using the wrong brain. What? Am I suggesting you have more than one brain? Yes, you do. Technically, you in fact have three brains. A cephalic brain, which is your head brain, an enteric brain, which is your gut brain, and a cardiac brain that is your heart brain. And that's the brain that you need to use to manifest. Though your head brain and your gut brain also have a part to play, these two brains can actually undo the work in the area of manifesting. For example, if you wanted to manifest more money into your life from your heart brain, your head brain may in fact sabotage your efforts. For example, let's say you and your partner are expecting a baby. It's an exciting time and you want more money to buy a bigger house. That's what you want to manifest. You drive to the house of your dreams and you stand out in front of it, looking up at it, and your heart says, yes, that's my dream home. You feel deep in your heart that you now need a bigger house for your family. But your head brain says, what? Are you kidding? How are you going to afford that? That's the moment that your best manifesting work amounts to naught. The reason that so many people find manifesting frustrating is due to two brains or three brains are actually in conflict. To manifest, you need to start at the heart brain and get all your brains in alignment. It's called coherence. Often we need to untrain usually our head brain of the negating patterns that stand in our way. That's why I studied and now teach NLP, because it teaches you to master not just your head brain, but your heart and your gut brain too. As your brains are the best manifesting tools of all manifesting starts and stops at the level of thinking. Though when your brains each hold conflicting programs, this means that they are actually out of coherence. One's pulling you one way, another is pulling you another way. You know what this is actually like? It sounds like this. In your heart of hearts, you feel a deep need to get that promotion in your job. But your head says, are you joking? You're working long and hard enough already. Can you imagine how much harder it's going to be in that higher role? And your gut brain says, I'm not moving one step further until I know I'm safe and there's going to be food on the table. And you feel yourself breathing out like, that's resigning to stay where you are, which, by the way, when you breathe out, exhalation, that is a sign that your parasympathetic nervous system is kicking in, which is when we usually give up on our dreams. So let me help you to understand more about your heart so that you can manifest your grandest dreams. And then after that, I'm going to give you 3 steps to make it really simple to manifest what you need. Now, your heart brain sends more signals to your head brain than your head sends to your heart. It has much more to say than you think. Your heart sends out electromagnetic pulses, a field that has been actually measured scientifically to about 1 meter or about 3 feet beyond your actual physical body. It's super powerful. Your heart really is. Your heart's electromagnetic energy field is 5,000 times greater than your brain's. That's why you want to use your heart, not your head, to manifest. So let me show you how to actually do this. Now, the best possible way you can start manifesting instantly into your reality right now is by visualizing yourself as the best version of you. However, you don't manifest what you want, you manifest who you are being. In this moment, because when you want something, you are creating a separation through time. So, what does that mean? Well, wanting is the energy of not having. So don't want. Feel you already have it. Because wanting is turning your needs into desires. Desires and wants create the energy of not having. This means your desires are distant from you. In other words, it's not with you already because you haven't yet achieved or gotten that thing that you want. Therefore, you are creating that distance, that separation within your mind, your heart, and your gut. So let me show you how simple this is in 3 easy steps. So when I choose to manifest something in my life, I ask my heart what I truly need. Shift from your head to your heart, from thinking to feeling. Then, while holding your heart and seeing your manifestation in your mind's eye, feel what you need as if you already have it. Trust the process and instantly allow yourself to feel the joy of receiving your manifestation into your life. Now, let me give you this slowly so that you fully get this, and I'm going to take you through a process. I'll give it to you as simple as 1, 2, 3. Now, it's best to turn off your phone, close your door, and let all of those around you that you need some quiet time without interruptions. So pause this video just to get yourself ready, and then let's go through the process. Now that you know a little bit more about manifesting, we're ready to start. Do this with me if you like, so you can turn learning into application. Are you ready? This is the preparation phase, followed by 3 easy steps. So let's start by balancing your parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. Now, this is easy to do, and you can do that by breathing in for 6 seconds and then breathing out for 6 seconds. I'll start each 6 seconds with a bell sound. Every time you hear the bell, alter your breathing to breathe in or out and allow yourself to feel calmer and calmer, as all great manifesting comes from a calm space. Sure, we manifest when we're stressed and angry too, but you don't want to manifest stress or angry events, only calm, happy, or joyous events. So come from that space. Let's now start breathing in and out in 6-second cycles for about 1 minute, and you'll hear the bell chime 10 times. So let's start by breathing in. 2, 1, breathing out for 6 seconds. Breathing in for 6 seconds. Breathing out for 6 seconds. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out as you return to normal breathing now. Now you should be feeling calmer and certainly more at peace, so this is the preparation phase. Now you're ready for the first step. The first step always starts at the heart. Step 1, place your hand on your heart to remind yourself of where you're manifesting from. Now ask your heart, what does my heart need right now? And allow your heart to speak to you. Your heart will give you what you need in a picture, a feeling, a voice, or in a knowing. Just learn to trust your heart, focusing only on my voice and putting most of your focus on your heart. Good. Now, step 2. Close your eyes to remove any visual distractions and any visual conflicts that contradict your manifestation. Allow yourself to see in your mind's eye what your heart needs and allow it to appear in your reality. You're doing all of this now in your head, and your heart is listening along. It agrees. It's happy with your decision. Let's now do this in full NLP style. In NLP, we call this a VAKAD. That stands for visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and auditory digital. Now, this helps to create coherence. So let's start with visual. Not now, but in a moment. Start seeing your life now having manifested that thing that you decided to bring into your life now. See it. Now, auditory. Allow yourself to hear what it would sound like through your ears. And most importantly, kinesthetic. Feel it in your heart. Feel what it would feel like as if your manifestation appeared right before you. This usually brings about feelings of joy, excitement, delivering seemingly magic into your life. You did this. Then finally, auditory digital. What would you say to yourself the moment that manifestation instantly manifested right before your eyes? What would you say to yourself? Get that full visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and auditory digital element, put them all together so it feels like a real experience, and that's what you're really aiming for. Now, the final third step. 3 is another point where we can come unstuck. This was the area that I personally had the most difficulty with in the beginning. The third step is trust. Just trust that your manifestation is on its way to you, and it will arrive at the perfect time, just when you need it. You don't have to keep banging on about it, praying endlessly, or negotiating with God. That just says that you don't trust at all. So just trust that the universe, God, Muhammad, Allah, Buddha, whatever you believe, that it's delivering it, that your manifestation is on its way to you and will arrive at the perfect time. And leave your manifesting there in a space of trust and in a space of faith that all is done. Good job. Now you can listen to this audio and watch this video and go through the 3 steps again and again, manifesting various things until you master this, until you get really, really good at making this happen. Now, let me share the power of this. Now, last week, I was speaking to a client who told me that his business was drying up, that the leads were drying up in his business. Now, I shared with him what I've just shared with you. And after a week of doing this 3-step exercise, he told me that business all of a sudden started to flow again. Now, it hadn't been for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then all of a sudden, it did. You don't get what you want, you get what you need and expect. That's the difference. So let me show you another way that you can do this more quickly. However, in saying this, it pays to do the long version for about 7 to 14 days to untrain your brain of doubt and install a much, much richer way to think. And if you'd like to completely master manifesting, actually, here's a book that I wrote back in 2004. It was originally called Life Beyond Limits. It was rebranded, recovered to be called A Richer Way to Think. And this book has got so much detail in it. And if you're the person that needs a lot more detail about these things, then get this book, and I'll be sure to actually put a link to this book in the YouTube description for you. Now, when I'm coaching my clients to help them to manifest their dreams, the way I explain it to them is to remember how they felt as a child before Christmas or their birthday. You know what it was like. It felt exciting. You knew something wonderful was coming, and you felt the joy of that. You might not have exactly known what was coming, but you knew excitement was coming, and of course it did. So when you shift your perception to your heart and you feel that you have everything that you need within this moment, then it will be with you instantly, because there is no separation at all. You are this universe. You are connected to every single bit of it. Where so many people get this wrong is they allow their analytical ego mind to play tricks on them, particularly when they allow their cynical and skeptical minds to generate doubt. Now, sometimes it can make some people think manifestation is foolish, and no one wants to look foolish, right? But that's just separation and thoughts of illusion, making you feel and think as though you aren't worthy of the thing that you're trying to manifest in the great reality. Now, when you aim to manifest using your mind, which is where I first believed you manifested from, but when I truly studied my own manifestations, they came when my heart was open and certain that my manifestations were not only possible, but on their way. It's that faith element. My first positive manifestations came when I was in a terrible place. I was newly married. We had just had our first child, only to be told by my wife that we only had $27 in our bank account. I had a $70,000 credit card debt, a new mortgage, and to cap it off, I was doing really badly in my sales job. I never understood how to manifest. I really didn't. I was terrible at it. Well, actually, I was probably quite good at it, but good at manifesting terrible things, if you get what I mean. And it was a really, really hard time for me. And it was very counterintuitive to do this, but I just knew that I had to get out of that terrible emotional state I was in. Now, for the first time in my life, I practiced the 3 steps that I just shared with you today. And then a miracle happened, and this completely blew my mind. I was at work, and within minutes of doing my 3-step manifestation process, my phone rang, and the sale that I got in that one phone call paid off most of my debt. It was truly a miracle, and it excited me. Actually, that's the whole reason I wrote this book. It was all about what I'd learned in that process. Now, another time, I remember it was a Wednesday morning. I woke up after dreaming I was a host of a radio program. Strange dream, I know, but that was the dream. I really liked the idea, so I contacted a radio station with the idea that I got in that dream. And in that same week, a couple of days later, on a Friday morning, I was in a meeting at a radio station talking about my new show. That Monday, my new program went to air. Manifesting can happen fast, which sometimes can scare people, though if you desire it, wire it. Ask your heart what it truly, truly needs. Don't waste any more time thinking about manifesting. Start with your heart and manifest your dreams today. Manifesting is meant to be simple and an easy process. I thought this might be an oversimplification, and our tricky and over-analytical ego mind doesn't like simple. It overthinks and it overcomplicates everything. So if you feel that happening, it's a sign that you're not in your heart at all, but back in your head. Now, prior to manifestations coming in, things may feel very chaotic. You might feel that you want to actually give up. You may feel you're all over the place. You may even feel a little bit unstable, but that's just how the universe works. It goes up and down through waves. It's a pendulum of life that literally swings from left to right. Just know that when you hit a dip and you're going down, then it's inevitable that you'll be going back up again. Just ride those waves and allow yourself to go through this process with ease. And try not to attach yourself to what's happening. Just simply become aware of what is happening and allow it. Do your best not to allow whatever is happening in front of you to control you, though. Now, children are often better manifestors than adults. The reason for this is because they allow themselves to feel. They're not stuck in their heads as much as we adults are. Whereas children, when we enter into the educational system of rules and social norms, we move from feeling to thinking. We go from feeling and creating to logical and structural thinking. Our language moves from playfulness to seriousness, from possibilities and imaginings to musts, shoulds, have tos, and from cans to can'ts. If you feel like you're having negative thoughts associated with what is or what isn't happening, then simply acknowledge these thoughts. Allow them to pass by. If you're having intrusive thoughts, then allow them also just to pass by. Because the more you entertain those intrusive thoughts, the more they will begin to control you. This has happened to me many, many times, and I remind myself that I am not my thoughts. I am the creator of my thoughts, but I am not my thoughts. And this is why I learned NLP, because I wanted to master my life. And so it was necessary to master my thinking. Now, mastering your thoughts, by the way, is not controlling your thoughts as many people think it is. It's actually untraining your brain of the conditioning, or contraining your brain at the source of your thoughts. So instead of being super careful about every single word that comes out of your mouth and that enters your mind, or that leaves your mouth, it's more about calming and making peace with your neurology that once held those thoughts, the source of those thoughts, and releasing them. Now, manifesting is meant to be simple. Don't let your tricky, over-analytical ego mind control you. It's time to give your heart some voice. My name is Rick Schnabel, and I hope that this video and training has been helpful for you. If it has, please like, share, and subscribe, as it all helps to get this message out to more people so that more people can move into a calm, helpful, manifesting space. Be well, my friends. Manifest love and beauty in your life and do some good today. Bye for now.